got done watching my first Conjuring film of my Conjuring marathon tonight, The Conjuring 2, leading up to The Nun 2 tomorrow night. Very excited. And here's my quick reaction to The Nun 2. I think this film is really good. Is it the best of the bunch? No. The film definitely has a few problems for sure, which I'll definitely get into here. I think the first film is the master of this universe. I think that's the one that is just going to go down in history as being, the best of the franchise. But then you're saying that number two is not too far behind that. Where my problems come into play with this film is mainly the third act. It has a great first act, a great second act, and then the third act, it's too reliant on the CGI. There's a lot of CGI, there's a lot of special effects going on in the third act, and some of it looks really good, but then some of it looks really, really bad. As in, I mean, it looks really bad in this movie. There's a scene when the wall is cracking at the end of the film. If you've seen the film, you know the scene I'm talking about. And yeah, I don't know, that scene just did not look convincing to me. Just as it was cracking, it just, yeah, like it really stood out to me as being CGI, and you could tell that the scene was filmed practically because everything else in frame looks amazing, and it's such a small shot as well, but it really made a big difference. This viewing, um, and then there's a line at the beginning, which this is a very small detail to miss, but our main character is talking to the demon in her sleep, and the demon mentions that the demon is after Billy, which is the little kid in this film who has the stuttering problem. And yeah, I was just thinking as I was watching the film, where does this come back into play? Like, I mean, you can use the argument, I guess, that that the demon was all leading them on a like on a wild goose chase here, but yeah, I don't know. I found that weird how at the beginning, it's all about Billy. The demon's after Billy, and then by the end, that completely changes. It never comes back in. I'm not sure if the demon was just trying to trick the family and be like, haha, you're not the one we're after now. We're actually after you. I'm not sure if it was that kind of thing, but I don't know. That's something that, yeah, that just stood out to me. Yeah, this time around. Yeah, it's not a big detail that that will make me enjoy the movie less, but it makes me kind of question just some of the things that kind of happen in the film, because yeah, Billy, especially in the second and the third act in particular, but he really does not have a big part to play in this film. And there's this good family dynamic in the film as well, which all of the family moments, which they're very small and so far and in between, but the moments that we do get here, that are the more quieter moments, I think they are the best scenes of the whole movie. I think that's what this movie is really about. I think it's really about family, like at the heart and core. I think that's really the message that this film has about the importance, of family, and Billy's character as well. Just I guess I was shit talking him a lot, earlier. I think one thing that his character does make an impact on to a degree here, like to a tiny degree, is there's a really sweet moment where Ed Patrick Wilson is talking to the family, and how they have to team up against the bully, like the demons, the bully here. The family has to kind of stand up for themselves, and all that. And Billy was the one at the start of the film getting bullied and all, and so I like how they kind of brought that that little subplot back into play in the film. I thought it made for a really sweet moment. But then, once again, that has to kind of make you question the family is not in the third act all that much. I mean, like, I mean, yeah, sure, like, like the family, stays strong and they stay together, throughout the film. But yeah, it's not really, I guess, like it's not really, like like a team tag. This bitch kind of, situation. It's not like, the film is going to help, take down, this demon. By the end of the film, it's all on, Ed and Lorraine. But then, I guess the situation at the end of the film, I mean, I feel like, if everybody did get involved, I think you would have, yeah, no, I think that there would be a few dead bodies on your hands. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense while they don't play a huge part in the third act, but it's just, it's those minor details that you know it's just, I don't know, some of it makes me just, question. But I think really what Patrick Wilson was referring to with that bully line, earlier in the film, was the fact that he's trying, to give the family hope. He's trying to give them confidence. And I don't think that was really supposed to be like a huge impact, on the film. But I think it was really supposed to kind of send this hope, that we are going to do this, together. We are going to get rid of this demon. We're going to make sure that you are a family again. And yeah, that I really liked. And then as far as like the scares go in this film, James Wan, he's a master. He's a legend. He's a warrior at making horror films. He's probably the best horror director living today. And just, yeah, anything that this guy has his hands on is absolutely going to be brilliant. He originated with Saw, and he has a very effective way of telling a story and crafting his scares, which the scares in this film are absolutely brilliant. The scares in this film, they're very tight, they're very condensed, and they're very effective. There's not a whole lot of scares in the film, and that I like. But the scares that we do get, it's something that we are supposed to be scared of. Um, and I think the way he does it, not only is he sending fear to this film, but he's also sending fear to the audience, because you know as the shit goes down at the end of the film, you really do feel sympathy for this family, because they never asked for any of this, um, and all that. And Bill Wilkins, I think, is a really nice addition to the Conjuring universe. I really liked his character. I thought he had some really standout scenes in the film. Yeah, the Crooked Man is in this movie a lot more than I remember. I remember, the whole, dog scene in the middle of the film, and yeah, that's really all I remember. I don't remember the Crooked Man having really, a big appearance in the film. But yeah, no, I totally forgot about everything that happened in the third act with him. But yeah, the Crooked Man, I thought was great. And now to talk about, I guess I guess the main reason why everybody's watching this is Valak. So this is our first appearance for Valak, and Valak in this film is really, really great. Yeah, it's, I don't know how to exactly explain her, but it's a nice little tease for her character. I love the whole what is it, portrait, sequence. I thought that was really, really cool. It was, you could definitely see it coming, because you saw the whole body outline and all that. But I thought that was a very nice scare. I liked the end of the film, how you saw her, saw all her teeth and shit. I thought that was really cool. We have yet to see that in a nun film. So I don't know if it's in the nun or not. I don't remember if you actually do see that. I'm excited to watch that tonight, so if I can actually remember exactly what happens in that movie. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then yeah, we saw her her other form, for a brief little second there at the end. That I thought was really cool. Um, But then, yeah, besides that, I think that this is an absolute perfect film. Usually, okay, one thing I do want to bring up here quickly is this is a very, kid driven film. This is a very, young, I guess, young actor and actress, type, you know, film that they're the ones that are really leading this story. They're the ones that have to give convincing performances, and usually in horror, they're very hit or miss. For the most part, they're more miss than a hit. But this is one of the occasions where they are a hit. The kids were great in this film. The kids were really great. I think they do have a bright, career ahead of them. And I thought that would be really great, especially our main actress, like being able to pull off all of the interview scenes and the different voices that she has throughout the film. That I have got to give praise to, because as a young actress, that would be really hard to really hit that on the head and really get that first go and all that. So yeah, I have to give praise to her. Um, the you know the Crooked Man, I would love to see a spin off of this guy, because I think it's such an interesting character, and it's like, what's his connection, to this house, and all of that. Like, this, the film definitely does bring awareness to a lot of the questions, of the new additions that they're kind of bringing forward, in this universe. And I think the Crooked Man was definitely the standout here, and as far as I know, the Crookman spin-off is currently cancelled. But I hope it does get greenlit again, because I would love to see an origin story on the Crooked Man. From what James Wan has said, it was going to be like a dark fairy tale type film, and I think that is definitely the right direction to go with the Crooked Man. And it's just it's such an interesting design as well. Like, the fact that he can kind of take form of anything and anyone, at any time. I think that is I think that makes for a very compelling character here. And so, yeah, I think he will catch people off guard the first time you watch this movie. I think he really catches people off guard, because you think it's just the dog wants to go outside, and do a piss and shit. But you know, then it turns out that that was a Crooked Man, and once again, that scare is it is effective as shit. You know, because the fact earlier in the film, the dog actually wanted to go out, and so that was like a little tease. There was a little bell hanging for what was to come. And so I love how James Wan plays with audiences' expectations. Like, you think a scare is going to go one way, but then James Wan is like, yeah, no, not so fast, and then yeah, it just goes the complete opposite. And I think that's something that really that I really admire in a film. I think if a film can really put you on edge and really make you feel like you're a part of this family's journey, I really like all that. Yeah, once again, Ed and Lorraine, they are just perfect. That is perfect casting. Like, those two, I cannot see a better actor and actress, playing those two. I thought those two were absolutely brilliant in this film. There's some great dialogue going back and forth with them, which was really nice. There's more of, I guess, more of a love story here between them. It's very, loosely in the film, but there's definitely more of a chemistry between them, which I really, really appreciated, this time around. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything here. Um, you know, have I talked about this? I don't think I have, but I think I still prefer, the first Conjuring, just because that is a very grounded, effective haunted house tale. And then this film kind of comes in, and there's a bit more CGI to it, which I feel like that's what made the film effective. That the first film effective, sorry, is the fact that there was so minimal CGI, if not none, in that film. And then the Nun 2, it's definitely a bigger budget this time around, but a bigger budget doesn't necessarily mean a better film. I think this film expands upon the first film. I can give it that. Like as far as story and characters, I think it goes beyond what that first film set up, which that's what sequels should do. But then it should also keep to what made the first film great. And just when I watch this film, just there's some there's some creature designs, there's some scenes that really just take me out of the film. Um, just because the CGI is really noticeable, and just it doesn't have that. I wouldn't say the fear is so much presented in the third act of the film so much, because I think the third act of this film kind of more becomes, I don't want to say more of an action film, but it becomes more. It's a much more faster climax. Like the tensions are high, and all that, but and then and I think the whole crack in the wall. I think that is. I'm not gonna say that's pointless, but I'm just trying to remember, like, what did that actually do for the film? Like, what did that actually genuinely do? And I can't really remember. I remember, there just being a scene when, you know, there's a crack in the wall, and then that's it. I don't remember the film actually kind of, doing anything with that, like, knocking over, bookshelf to, block in the characters so they can't get out, or like, there was really no point to that. I'm probably looking for a reason to nitpick this film. I'm not. I'm not. Like, I really, really enjoy this movie. I think it is a great fucking movie. Definitely one of the best modern horror films I've seen. Like, 100%. And, this year's been great for, Talk to Me, and all that, Scream 6, and, all that. But, I don't, I'm just trying to remember if there's anything else I do want to add, to this just while I'm here. Like, like I'm just trying to remember like every little thing that happened in the movie, just in case I missed it. Also, I love the opening scene. I love the opening scene at school because I don't know what year these kids are in, but I don't know. I think they are a little bit young to be smoking. I do think that. Um, and so that I found funny because like every kid in fucking high school tries a cigarette. So I mean I don't know, that I thought was a very nice add on there for like the whole school environment. And I don't know, like these kids look like they're in like year 6 or 7. They don't look like they're quite in high school yet, but you know like I couldn't be 100% wrong there. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. The film is really good. So I'm gonna chuck on the Nun now. I was about to say the Nun too. I mean that would be great, but unfortunately it's not on VOD. But I'm gonna chuck on the Nun now, and I'm gonna do a quick reaction after I watch that. Hopefully, hopefully all my love that I have towards that film, still has, hopefully it still lives high. Yeah, fingers crossed.